today's video, I will talk about the newest and cheapest gaming PC from NZXT, and it's the Foundation PC H510 edition. I will tell you if this PC is worth it or not depending on what you want to play, but before starting I want to say that if you want a gaming PC to fit in your budget, you have a bunch of gaming PCs down below in the description, or you have my video about the top 5 Prebuilt gaming PCs for 2021/2022 in the top right of the screen. With that being said, let's start with the video. So before I compare this PC to another Prebuilt PCs and the PC build, I want to mention these specifications and the price to see if it's overpriced or not. It has a Ryzen 5 5600G with integrated VGA graphics, also gets 16 gigs of RAM, 2 SSDs of 8 gigs. That's nice because it's well channeled at 3000 MHz, and you also get a 500 gigs NVMe M.2 SSD. You also get a B550 ATX motherboard, a 650 watts bronze power supply for those future upgrades, but keep in mind that a 650 watts bronze power supply will not get you a 3080 in the future, so if you're thinking of buying a super high-end GPU like a 3080, 3070 Ti, 3090, this PC is not gonna be for you. Now the total price for this PC is $800, and I think it's overpriced, and let me explain why. For $677 you can get a PC build that's a much better option than this Prebuilt from NZXT. Let me explain why. You literally get the same exact specifications, but you get a CPU cooler, which is a budget CPU cooler, but it's going to do a better job than the stock cooler from AMD. You also get a case with much better airflow. Those NZXT cases usually don't have a good airflow, so I picked the Corsair 4000D, definitely a great case for the price. And you also get a 650 80 plus gold power supply, which is going to be a better option than the bronze one, and you also get better speeds for the RAM at 3200 MHz instead of 3000, and for AMD, believe me that this is important. After that you get the same SSD 500 gigs, and of course the same CPU GPU, which is the Ryzen 5 5600G. But the most interesting thing about this PC build is that you can add a GPU like a GTX 970 for around $180, and it's going to run really good. Of course it's going to be a little bit over $800, but you're going to get a GTX 970 that, believe me, for gaming right now is pretty good actually, and the price is not even bad. I will link the GTX 970 down below in the description, don't worry about it, but you can build this PC with a GPU for around the same price and get a way better performance. But anyway, if you don't put the GPU, you can wait until the market goes down and buy a GPU later on, like a GTX 1660 Ti, a 2060 Super. One of those GPUs are going to be great to pair it with this gaming PC, and you're going to be able to achieve 60 FPS on average in every single game at 1080p, and 240 FPS average for those competitive games at 1080p, and I'm talking about games like Fortnite, Valorant and CSGO, of course in competitive settings. So for now, a PC build is a better option, but let's compare this gaming PC to other Prebuilt gaming PCs in the market right now. So I compare it with this Acer Nitro 50, that's $818, which is almost the same price, just a $20 difference, so don't worry about it, you're not going to spend a lot more. And you get the i5-11400F for the CPU, which is a really great budget CPU right now, and you also get a dedicated graphics card, which is a GTX 1650. You get 8 gigs of RAM, which is the downside. You should upgrade it to 60 gigs to get better performance. You also get that 500 gigs of SSD. You get Wi-Fi, a mouse and a keyboard. This gaming PC is going to perform much better for now. Like if you want a gaming PC to play games right now, you don't care about upgrading in the future, this gaming PC is going to be a much better option than the NZXT one. So if you're just going to play it right now, you want the best performance, go for this one instead of the NZXT one, and just upgrade the RAM in the future if you can't upgrade it right now. But believe me that if you want a gaming performance, this one is going to be much better because of that GTX 1650, which is not the best GPU, but considering the GPU market right now, I mean, I can't ask for more. But I'm going to show you another gaming PC that's an OEM system that I mentioned in every video that I think that's even a better option than this one, and that is an HP Pavilion gaming desktop. This is an OEM system, meaning that it's kind of a once in a lifetime use, and that is because you can't take out the motherboard power supply. So if you want to put your components in another case, you will have to buy a new motherboard and a new power supply, but you can take out another parts like the GPU, CPU, RAM and storage. So this PC has the AMD Ryzen 5 4600G for the CPU, which is a little bit worse than the NZXT 5600G, but here's the interesting part. You get a 60 1660 Super for the GPU, which I think it is the best budget GPU right now, literally 60 FPS on average for every single game at 1080p. You also get those 8 gigs of RAM on dual channel this time, so it's better, but I recommend you upgrading it to 16 gigs of RAM. I leave you a kit down below in the description that is cheaper from this HP website upgradability option. So for 80 extra bucks, you are getting 16 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of SSD, which I don't think is going to be enough for you, but you can upgrade it from the website just by clicking on customize and buy. And the total price for this PC before upgrades is $694, so it's going to be cheaper than this Foundation Gaming PC, and I think it's a much better option. The GTX 1660 Super is going to be way better than the 5600G integrated graphics. So if you're searching for 1080p gaming, 144 FPS on average in every single competitive game, and also 60 FPS average in every single game, even the high demanding video games like GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2, this gaming PC is definitely going to be for you, and is definitely a better option than the NZXT gaming desktop. And you're also saving money, so if you want to do those upgrades, 16 gigs of RAM for 80 bucks more, and maybe upgrade the SSD from the website for 40 bucks, you get 500 gigs of SSD, which is the same as the NZXT, the PC build, and the Acer Nitro 50 options. So if I'm going too fast, let me explain once again. Don't buy the NZXT option. If you're going to buy a Prebuilt PC, go with the HP Pavilion or the Acer Nitro. I will personally go with the HP Pavilion because I had one, I made a review on one, you can go and watch in the top right of the screen. It's a really similar build to this PC, but it has a 1650 Super instead of the 1660 Super, so you can even expect a better performance at gaming. And I also have a benchmark video, but if you don't want a Prebuilt PC, just go with a PC build like I said before. You end up saving money for the same exact PC, and you can also add a GTX 970, which I think it's a really underrated GPU right now for the price. So do not buy this NZXT gaming PC. That's my conclusion. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section and I will reply as fast as possible. And if you found this video helpful, please leave a like and subscribe, and most importantly hit the bell button so you get notified when I upload this type of content, which I do from 3 to 5 times a week. Also, there are big things coming to the channel, so make sure to stay tuned and click that bell button. So thank you guys for watching, thank you for the support, and I will see you on the next video.